Hello. Today I'd like to show you our project status tracking app that's been developed in-house here at Virtuas. We use this tool when working on projects as it provides us a space to not only collaborate with our clients, but also maintain a high-level, transparent overview of the project itself. The specific dashboard view I'm sharing with you today is what you'd be able to see from your end as an actual project stakeholder. This would be something we'd be able to share with you to collaborate with. To start, the tool was developed with ease of use and responsiveness in mind. It can be updated in real time, and the information you want to get to is only ever a couple clicks away. I'll go through how the tool works and showcase its capabilities for you in real time during this demo. So on the screen now, I have an example project taken from one of our many templates, this specific one being what we use when onboarding a client for managed IT services. I've plugged in some example data to make it a bit more interesting to look at, but this would be indicative of the experience you would have when given access to your own project's dashboard through us. To start, I'd like to cover how project tasks and subtasks are tracked. Then we can cover the rest of the interface from there. So you see here on the screen, right here on the side, stacked vertically, you have these main project tasks: scheduling, management, documentation, credentials, project planning, support portal, monitoring. And within each main project task, you'll see these little icons underneath, right? So these represent the subtasks or sub-project tasks within the project task itself. I'll expand here by clicking, and you can actually see those in more detail. One thing you may notice is the color coding being used for the statuses. So in this case, this project subtask is completed, this one's completed, this one is marked as scheduled, and in this example, these have not been started yet, indicated by this status. The color coding is, you'll see it should match one-to-one with what in the preview. So green completed, blue scheduled, green, blue. So pretty straightforward. For each primary task, we can include an overall note here, a status update note here, and then for each subtask as well. So each thing specifically can be tracked for some granularity. In this example, recurring meetings scheduled for 2 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday for duration of onboarding project. So indicating it's been scheduled and it's an ongoing task. So we'll close that one. I'll show you a couple more examples. You see right here, this documentation project task. It's got a lot going on. There's a lot of subtasks here. Each subtask represents an area of documentation we'd like to capture during the onboarding process. You see this one right here is also marked as in progress. Right now we're reviewing and verifying received documentation. So you expand this out and it works the same way. In this case, you'll see a new status. This one's purple, waiting on information. So in this case, we've requested it, but it just hasn't been received yet. You'll see that a few of the tasks here have that same status. Here's a new one I want to draw attention to. It's pretty important. So if we ever encounter a blocker or some sort of roadblock, some sort of issue, we can use this status, issue identified. It's got the caution symbol, it's amber in color. Each project will have its own statuses, right? In this case, for this particular project, we use this to indicate where some attention might need to be spent to overcome the obstacle. The note on this one indicates that the documentation does not exist. So before the project can be completed, we would want to rectify that by either creating our own documentation or, if it does exist, making more effort to track it down. I'll show you credentials, more of the same here. We got another issue. In this case, this is something that maybe is not an issue currently, but it's something that we'd want to follow up on before project closure. So currently limited to global reader role, will require global admin access before onboarding completes. So it's just a common scenario we run into, just flagging here using the status so that it's not overlooked, so it doesn't fall through the cracks, so we don't accidentally complete the project before gaining the access necessary to fully take over support responsibilities. And more of the same. In this case, these project tasks haven't been started yet, so you'll see they're kind of grayed out, but the idea would be that all of these are completed before the project is closed. For convenience, there are some filtering capabilities as well, so if you just want to quickly get in here and just say, okay, just show me the issues. Okay, you can filter by status type. So in this case, issues. You can filter by description. You can even filter by service name just to pull out specifics that you're looking for. Any capability, we can actually pull reports based on different statuses. So if we ever say we have weekly touchpoint meetings where we want to go over just overall project progress, we can quickly run reports, pull out specific statuses we want to isolate, and automatically add those into a PowerPoint slide deck to build that material. That way we can get that presentation in front of you and start speaking to those and potentially work through those issues in this particular example. So closing that out. So one other thing you probably noticed is this big red report issue button. So if ever during the project something isn't working as expected, or perhaps we're at risk of missing a deadline, or maybe there's some new information you'd like to share with us that's currently not in the project plan, if you just want to get in touch with us anyway related to the project, you have the power to do so by clicking this button, and this will open up a form that may look familiar if you've ever submitted IT tickets before. You can provide a summary of the issue, provide more details, an email that we can follow up with to get back to you directly. You can also attach files and images, so if there's a particular error message or just a screenshot you'd like to share, let us know. And one thing that's pretty neat is if the issue you are encountering is related to a specific project task or subtask, you can actually scroll through and select from the list here. Once you have this filled out, hit Submit Issue, and that will notify our team, and someone will look at your issue, get back in touch with you, and make the necessary corrections, adjustments, updates, what have you. So if you go here, you can actually view any open issues that are currently related to your specific project. So in this case, I made one earlier today. This is just, I put it in here as an example, and you can see in this case, I actually did associate it with a project task just to show what it's pointing towards. What's neat is these project issues, as they're reported, they actually will interface with our ticketing system. So you actually get an agent or a technician looking at that issue related to the project, and it's able to be tracked and updated, and which will matriculate up here as well. And when the issue is resolved, we can be marked as closed, and then it would move here to this bucket where it's just kept for historical purposes. So that's this initial interface. If you click here, there's some other neat things you can do within this dashboard. One thing I like is the status map. So click on the status map. You have two different views, compact view and full view. And this is, again, just an even further expanded out view of your project. You'll notice if you look carefully, each of these represent one of the main project tasks, and each of these smaller bubbles represent the subtasks underneath it. Color coding statuses are all intact, so this is a way you can kind of look at it and just see, okay, we've got a lot of green, that's great. Project is doing well. Or, oh no, we have a lot of amber, there's a lot of problems, not good, etc. Just, it's a quick way just to see just overall how the project is going. In this case, this particular project example, we have a lot of subtasks, so it looks a bit crowded. You can always zoom in a little bit and get a little bit more detail that way. But if this is a little bit information overload, you always switch to the compact view, and that makes it a little bit easier to track here. And again, you can hover over all of these and get a little bit more information as well this way. So just a neat visualization tool here. Otherwise, this is all the same information that you'll see on this view, just with the view changed. Another thing I'd like to showcase is document section here. So while working on a project, if there's anything that we would like to upload and make available to you and your team, we could do so as a document associated with your project. So be that a scope of work or a maintenance schedule or a communication plan, just anything that's relevant to the project can be placed here and shared out to you and your team. Now, each of these files, you'll see in this case, I have an example file that you can click on, it'll open. This particular one, I've elected to protect it. So this means this one is protected by a password. So if there's anything sensitive that you don't want the team at large to be able to see, we can place it here, put a lock on it, and we could share that encryption password with you via other channels. That way you'd be able to open it and still interact with it. So just to show you what that looks like, click it, downloads, open file, and there's your password prompt. So helps keep the file protected. All right. And lastly, I'd like to showcase the update history option here, or the section here. Click here, and this will show you a day-by-day breakdown of changes made to your project. So these will be changes initiated by team members on our side, whether that's just updating statuses, adding notes, really just anything that we do on the project that's tracked this way. And this is a great way to log in and just see just general activity being completed. A project that's healthy and moving along on pace, on schedule, you should see regular updates in here. If for whatever reason the work is stalled out, we've hit a roadblock, progress cannot continue, then you may see some gaps in progress. And hopefully those would have been identified before they became work stoppages, but just giving you some example use cases on how this type of view at a glance could help you out. Go back to the main dashboard here, and I'll scroll all the way down. You can actually see the recent histories available at the bottom of the page as well. So just it's available in a couple different places for your convenience. Anyways, that's about it. This is a tool that we are proud of. It's something that we're continuing to develop and work on. So capabilities and functionality should expand over time. But today I wanted to go over the core functionality and I was happy to share this with you. Thank you and have a great day.